Hello, Taurus. Welcome to your reading with me, Cindy. Taurus, we're going to use the Light Seers Tarot. Look at that. You have the King of Wands at the bottom. Almost feels like, oh, it's odd feeling. That's kind of weird. This is actually I think the only time I've ever felt like this lion is like ready to eat that guy. That's a weird thing. So I don't know. Watch your back, maybe. Funny. Light Seers Tarot for you. And then we have the Everyday Witch Tarot. Now that's nicer energy. You have the Lover's card at the bottom. Or maybe somebody has their eye on you. I don't know. That's funny. So we're going to do the Celtic Cross, Taurus. See where this reading goes for you. Celtic Cross. So I'm going to look at your overall energy, your challenge, the energy that's supporting you, your past, your strength, and your future in this reading. All right, bovine babies. Taurus, Taurus. Your overall energy, Taurus. The moon. Whoa. That's really interesting. It almost feels like falling deep into your emotions, or falling really deep into your dreams. I don't know if some of you are going into a really deep dream state lately. And the moon is really talking to her. Boy, the moon is really talking to her. I've just really been drawn to all this light and sparkle that's going from the moon right into sort of like her head area. So your overall energy, you are really connected to the feminine energy of the universe, yin. I kind of look at the moon as the divine feminine and the sun as the divine masculine. So you're really connected into the divine feminine here. And you know what I like about the moon? I feel like the moon, because it reflects the light of the sun, it filters out the intensity of yang and makes it something that we can look at and understand, as opposed you can't look directly at the sun, right? It's too intense, but the moon filters that. I gotta say right now, guys, I feel like you should really trust your psychic abilities. I think you should really trust your intuition with this overall energy that you're pulling out. Your challenge is judgment. Rising up from the depths of this as well. Like she's just sinking into the bottom of this lake, river, ocean, whatever that is. She's sinking into the depths of this. And the moon is calling her. The moon is communicating. So it's a new beginning. Without getting, pulled too far into the visuals, but that seems to be the broader message sometimes. Your overall energy is you are A, navigating an unknown, and B, your challenge is how do you get a new beginning out of this? Okay, that's like the short and sweet part of tarot. But looking at what I really see here is you are connected. So even if it feels like you're going through something that is, you have no idea which way this could go, if you could end up on this shoreline or that shoreline, and then where do things go from there? How do you have a new beginning? Because she's rising up. You could say that this person is drowning. You could almost say like this person is drowning. And in the Judgment card, in the typical, the old style tarot, this one, the kind of the Rider-Waite, people are coming up, their coffins have floated to the surface and they're rising up in that Judgment card. So it's kind of interesting, right? That she is sinking into the water and then rising above that. So it's very symbolic. So in some ways, going through some sort of an ending and maybe you're feeling a sinking feeling about something and rising again from this. The energy that's supporting you is the Six of Cups. Wow. So on some level here, nostalgia is supporting you. You could even have a puppy that supports you, this dog. I'm really getting like your past thoughts and feelings Nostalgia supports you. So for some reason, you're being kind of guided to go deep into things here, really deep. There could be particular connections around you that are very, you know, like strong soulmate bonds. These could be friends, family, partners. That's the energy that is supporting you. Your past, ooh, the Four of Swords. So resting, healing, taking naps, taking time out from life. Your strength is the King of Pentacles. So your strength here is something that, it's odd. Oh, is it something your father taught you? Because I'm just going, because I know the energy supporting you in the strength this week doing this Celtic cross, they seem to be kind of interconnected. They speak to each other in some way. And this is like people from our past, and this King of Pentacles is a very much older looking man. It's just something that your father taught you, something that you learned through an experience with him. It may not even be something that, oh, I'm going to try to teach my kid this so that he doesn't make this mistake growing up. You could just have had a father who was maybe a raging alcoholic and you learned from that. So your strength is there's many elements to what this message is here. Your strength is something that I feel like some sort of a fatherly figure taught you. And how they taught you that, I'm not sure. This might also be coming through as your energy, because this is an energy supporting you, and your strength could be some sort of fatherly figure who's passed away and their presence is around you right now and they are trying to guide you and they may be trying to connect with you through your intuition with the moon so that they can help you like have some sort of a second chance at something here in life. Now, the other kind of like more practical message that's coming in with this is what the strength that you have here is something that you know, something that you've perhaps developed in your lifetime. It could be a business practice. It could be a craft or talent that you have. And you've built something with this. Like you've built something with this and it's a solid foundation around you. This looks like a home too, right? So in some ways it could just feel like you get strength from being in a place that feels like comfortable and safe and structured. That's important here. And I can see that because you could be really swimming away with this energy. You get lost in that. And it's a little bit as if, you know, it doesn't hurt for you to just enjoy the things, the fruits of your labor. Enjoy the things around you that connect you to the earth, Taurus. That ground you. And it's a little bit like seeing your achievements. Now, this is a different dog from the Six of Cups. Why? It's like a wolf. It's not so much a domesticated dog. And that's funny too, because the moon is usually, different tarot decks will show, right? There are two wolves. There's a black wolf and a white wolf. Yin and yang energy again on the shorelines here. But a lot of times there'll be like a domestic dog and then a wolf, and they'll both be howling at the moon or being drawn to it. So again, like you have that. You have two dogs here. Like the domesticated to me is the tamed parts of life, where we pick and choose what we want something to be. Like we make changes to it to suit us, right? I mean, that's pretty much what a domestic dog is. And then the wolf sits here living its life truly as it was meant to be without being changed or manipulated by human interference. Perhaps, okay, going back to if there's some sort of a lesson that you learned through, when I say this, because it's supporting you now, of like some sort of fatherly figure perhaps, if there was a lesson that you learned, this lesson is meant to be applied right now in your life. That's why it's coming up. I'll see if I can find out what that is when we clarify. Because I'm just hearing some people saying, Cindy, I'm not sure what that lesson is or how to apply it. There's more to this reading, so let's not worry. But it could be something about how you remember this person doing something to suit their own needs, or making things happen in a way to suit their own needs. That's the lesson. That's the energy supporting you is the lesson. Because I see this little kid learning along the way, right? Now, your strength, though, is how you apply this lesson. And the wolf is wild here. Well, the wolf is wild. The wolf has not been touched by man's hands. So it's to allow some things to be wild. That in itself feels like part of the lesson. So maybe you had a parent, doesn't have to be a father, it could just be someone who is more in their masculine energy. But they may have taught you that the key to success here is to mold things to the way you want them to be, that suit your needs. Whereas you might find greater strength in your own journey if you can learn to flow with things that the world, the universe is already perfected. Because the wolf is perfect. And to be quite honest, I mean, as much as I love dogs, particularly like purebred dogs, they all have different problems. They all, because we don't have the same vision that the universe does. And the universe will play things out over millions and millions of years, creating a perfect thing. The wolf is perfect because it's been adapted. It's been put through trials and tribulations. The dog is not. The dog has been softened. That's a really interesting reading. So, your future. Wow, is the Nine of Pentacles. Achieving something here. Singularity energy. Sovereignty. Your future is sovereignty. It's really interesting. I feel like some of you all are really like deep into your emotions, perhaps deep in fear with the moon, deep in your psychic connection, and you were kind of being pulled back out of that into the 3D here. Your strength and your future are pentacle. 7 of Cups, 10 of Cups. You know, there's a lot of choices, right? How to find emotional fulfillment. How to find that with others. Well, and maybe that's a lesson here to be learned through some sort of parental figure. Did they really find emotional fulfillment, or did they try to mold things to what they wanted? To what suited them? Because what is the golden retriever but a companion that will always do what this person wants them to do? And the wolf's like, fuck you. I'm going hunting today. Actually, I feel like sitting by your side right now. I really could do that. And that's actually true devotion. That something can be wild and have the freedom to do whatever it wants. But right now it chooses to sit with you. Where this, you made it do this. I don't know, it's really intriguing. All right, so your overall energy is the moon. Let's get clarifying, Cindy. Your overall energy is the moon. Why is this card stabbing me? The Queen of Pentacles and the Page of Pentacles. Your strength is the King. Your future is the 9. I really feel like, guys, there's some sort of lesson that you're working through, or no, there's something that you're going through in your life right now, and you've learned a lesson through your childhood, through some sort of parental figures. Right now, look at this. So then we have like a mother and a child. So your overall energy, dang. The solution is literally and how not to do it. Like, it feels like to me that your true strength is not doing something in the way that a parent or parental figures did. Because you can't get the answer. The answer is doing the opposite in a weird way here. Judgment. Seven of Wands. Wow, your challenge. Something holds you back. What is it? You know, I'm going to be honest. I feel like it's almost like something that you instinctively react in a way to something that's going on here in your life. But it's significant because it's about you having a new beginning. So that's pretty important. But the Seven of Wands, is it you doing something in a way? You do it because it's always been done, right? Like, it takes a bit of a hot minute to step out of ourselves and step out of our environment and our world and try to look at things from a different perspective. It's that Hanged Man energy. But when it's something you've grown up in, something that you've been subconsciously and consciously taught and shown, it can be very hard. You could be going against, I don't know, like you could be going against the wishes of family around you. I want more on that. What is this? Who are these challengers? It feels like there's something challenging you. The Knight of Pentacles and the Page of Wands. A plan towards a path that you haven't traveled. There you go. Yeah, okay. It feels like you want to go down a path less traveled here. And how different that path is going to be different for all of you. So some of you, it could be significantly different. Like maybe, I don't know, it could be something, you know, like coming out in a family that is like alt-right Christian and saying, I'm gay or lesbian. Like that's huge. That's a really big obstacle to surmount here and to live your life the way you've always wanted to live it. You could say, yeah, maybe you had a parent that was a bigot. I don't know. There's something here about this lesson. It's how a parent has done something that has molded it to suit them. But if they've molded it to suit them and they've tried to teach that lesson to you, it doesn't really suit you. Some of you, this could just be, maybe you want to have a slightly different career than what's expected of you. Or maybe you want to do something more spiritual with the Moon and Judgment too. It's going down a path less traveled. So the energy supporting you is the Six of Cups. This is what it feels like, the lesson. The Queen of Wands and the Seven of Swords. The energy supporting you is the Six of Cups. The Queen of Wands and the Seven of Swords. Now, you're getting a lot of court cards in your reading. I don't know if there's a lot of people involved in what's going on with whatever's happening for you. It does feel like somebody hiding the brightest parts of themselves, hiding the most creative parts of themselves. Stealing something even. I'm hearing stealing something. I don't know what your parents were up to. What is this? Stealing other people's accomplishments. The Queen of Wands and the Seven of Swords. What is this lesson? I'm calling it a lesson. The energy supporting you is a lesson here. There's a lesson to be learned. But it's seeing how somebody does something and realizing that is not how I do it. Your past was the Four of Swords. Perhaps too, like not taking any action on what it is, like not rising up, staying in the coffin, staying in the nest. Your past, the Four of Swords, the Nine of Swords. See, inaction gave you, look at this, the Nine of Swords and the Nine of Cups. Your past. Trying to rest your mind and really get focused on your dreams. Trying to rest your mind. Trying to ease your mind and focus on your dreams. Your strength is this King of Pentacles. This is where I kind of feel like the lesson is applied in your life. Your strength. Death card, Two of Cups, the World, and the Three of Cups. Jesus. I'm going to say here, you have, this Two of Cups is bookended by like ending. You could call it rebirth, but then it ends. And then the Three of Cups is reconciling, bringing energies together. This, okay, you know what this feels like? This feels like if you set something, this particular, doesn't have to change the whole message that's coming through. This particular spread of clarifiers feels like if you let something go, if it's meant for you, it will come back. Because the Two of Cups is bookended by the Death card and the World. And then when you close that cycle off, you get the Three of Cups. It's like when you release it, you receive it. Ah, yeah. Because the dog, you're not releasing, you're tying it up, you're keeping it on a leash. I think about that all the time when I take my little dog Lily for a walk. But no, she won't look both ways before she crosses the road. She's just pulling like, Lily, you can't, there's a car coming. No, I need to follow my nose. She can't go without me. No, she would die. I would be sad. But right, you don't. You hang on to it. But here, look at how it sits. It's decided to come back, the wolf, right? Look at that. Oh, it's so interesting. It could be like some sort of lesson in terms of how a parent or parental figure holds on to things or held on to things. That's not really the way here. Because it's almost like the more you're hanging on to this, the more force is applied to let it go. I don't know. So your future is the Nine of Pentacles. Five of Cups and the Empress. There's two ways this comes through. First one is because you've got something here that looks like your strength is letting something go so that it returns to you, that it can reconcile. And with the Five of Cups and the Empress, this could be that, like, right, because you're Nine of Pentacles, so you're on your own. You could be letting something go. And it could be too, like, it doesn't have to be romantic, but it could be, you know, like how your own parents raised you, and you're not going to do that the same way, or you're not going to release your kids the way your parents did or didn't, or I don't know what it is, but there's a sense of like kind of release here to let things flow naturally to you. Like the wolf is the natural state. There is going to be emotional disappointment. Of course there is. Life is filled with that. So there is going to be emotional disappointment here. But the other thing that I'm getting with this is if you can allow yourself to have emotional disappointment, see how strong you can actually be and what you can really make for yourself, you will, because Venus is Taurus energy, so you will create an enormous abundance for yourself. You will draw things to you that are meant to be with you, that are meant for you to create. As opposed to this lesson. Wow, the Eight of Cups is at the bottom. Emotional evacuation, an emotional evacuation. Perhaps that's needed. Yeah, it is needed. because you're at the 7. You can't go from the 7 to the 10. You got to go 7, 8, 9, 10. So you're at the 7. Your emotions could be confused. Your emotions could be a little clouded. There could be a lot of choices around you, and none of them look particularly good right now. So how are you going to turn any of those into a 10, right? So this underline is the 8. It's walking away. Just walk away emotionally. Don't invest emotionally into certain things, many things, if anything. And now when you do that, you can find the 9 of Cups. And the 9 of Cups is your own emotional happiness. It's your emotional sovereignty. And then when you have that, you can add that with another and make a 10. But until then, yeah, there's a lesson here. Interesting. So Taurus, I'm going to go do your extended. In the extended, we're just going to hop a tiny bit into future energy. I don't want to go too far away from the YouTube energy, just a little bit into the future. We're going to look at your mental state, emotional state, what you can't see. So that is a bit of a blind spot, as well as where all this energy is taking you. Thank you so much, Taurus, my bovine babies. Until next time, do be gentle with yourselves. Bye.